Hello folks, and welcome back to SnowRunner. So a lot of excitement today. Update, I believe it's 5.0 just came out, and my system has updated. It is a really good update for those of us that run consoles, because there are some bug fixes and a couple of add-ons. And let's take a look at some of them. So, well, maybe. Oh, I must be already be in it. Yeah, I'm already in it. Let's go up here and move it to daytime. Okay, so before we get into the upgrades, what we're getting ready to do is, or the updates, I mean, is we're getting ready to do this mission, which is the Valley Pipeline. And that is the first Blackbird mission that we have. And we're basically going to get one metal beam, one service part, a medium pipe, wooden planks, and oversized cargo. And we're going to take all of those over to the pipeline at White Valley. Now, I've already set the Western Star up. So the Western Star has, let's get into it and take a look. So the Western Star, I have 5 cargo slots. So what I did was I took the medium pipes, and then I put wood on, and then I put the planks on. So it takes up all 5 of my cargo spots. And assisting me in this mission will be the International Transstar. So the International Transstar is sitting over here, loaded up, ready to go. And it has the other, or excuse me, it has, yeah, it's got the service spare parts, and it's got the oversized container, cargo container on it. And you also see that I have that one set up for another mission. And so the cat will have its own mission. And over next to me is the BM-17. So it is set up for another mission also. And pretty much I have all of my trucks out and about ready to do missions. Save for one. Oh, actually 2. I have the Fleet Star that is still in the garage. And I just brought the cab over Ford. Went ahead and completed one mission with that. And I drove it for like, I don't know, maybe quarter mile, and made that delivery. It was very easy, had no issues, so I went ahead and did that one. So that I can move on to this. So let's talk about some upgrades. Alright, first upgrade, or the first update, the thing that I like and I've been waiting on, the mirrors, they actually work now. So you can look out this mirror, and you can move around with your left joystick. You can move that forward and back so you can see a little bit better in the mirrors. And this mirror is also working. So you can't really move your left joystick too much to get a closer view at it. Some of the trucks actually have the big round mirrors at the bottom of them. So I've noticed that that really helps. So that's one update. And you will also notice that I am no longer in liters. I'm in gallons. And when I set my waypoints, so let's just set our waypoint over here for White Valley, because that is where we're heading. And I've got that thing in the way. But we'll look over here and we'll look at our waypoint, and it is 0.53 miles away. So I'm a half a mile away from the tunnel. And as I said, the gallons, my fuel is in gallons now, gallons per minute, which I really like that. How do you get to that to change it? You just go into your settings, and you go down here where it says metric system, and you just turn that over to gallons and miles. And then back out of it, and you have it. So I've been playing with it a little bit today. and mainly I took the cab over Ford, and I was near the airport, so I was playing with it on the airport, backing trailers up and stuff, and I also put the highway gears in it, and man, that thing's fast. It is scary fast going down through there. So fast, I tried to make a turn and ended up rolling it upside down, so the trailer is still on the runway upside down. I'm going to have to get the crane out there and lift it up. So let's go ahead and get started. Another big update that I'm very grateful for is you can now run 5 different games under the same profile. So with that, I have decided, make sure I'm going the right way, yep, to the left, that I am going to start a new series of SnowRunner, and I am going to make up my own hardcore mode. So I started it just to see if I could start one, and all I have done was hit the watchtower, which is the one you have to hit, and then went down and unlocked the GMC. I haven't moved the GMC, I have not gotten into it, but I'm still working out the details on what I want out of my hardcore mode, how I'm actually going to do it. But some of the things that I've already decided on doing is I will not recover any trucks to the garage unless it is in the garage parking lot. Then I have to drive all trucks back to the garage. I am not going to buy any trailers. I have to use the trailers that are on the maps. I can sell trailers that I'm not going to use, but I'm not going to buy any trailers. So that means that I will have to haul my trailers back with me. I don't know why this thing is moving so slow. Yep. But let's take a look at the mirrors. So yeah, now I can watch the mirrors to make sure that my trailers are clearing guardrails, because I really like doing the first person mode, and not all mirrors are made equally, so I'm not going to be able to see everything, and I'm still trying to get used to it. Anyway, back to my hardcore mode. As I said, I can sell trailers, but I cannot buy trailers. And if I roll a vehicle over, I cannot recover it to the garage. I have to actually go out and flip it back over. If I run a vehicle out of gas, I have to take another vehicle out to put gas in it. Okay. Let's go to my audio. What is up with that? Music volume. Event sounds? That must be an event sound. Let's try to turn that down, see what happens. Where do I need to go? We're building a pipeline. So I need to deliver it to the pipeline. Where's the pipeline? I went to Mountain River. I'm an idiot. Okay, so talking and wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So I am going to play things a little bit differently than I did through this playthrough. I'm not going to jump maps, meaning if I'm playing Michigan, I'm staying in all 4 Michigan maps. I'm not going to jump over here to Alaska to get upgrades or vehicles until I am... Okay, now that's going to get annoying. But I am going to jump from like one Michigan map to another Michigan map to get my upgrades and to unlock vehicles and things like that. Oh. Repairs. Unless I put the vehicle in the garage. Easy now. Then I'm going to keep track of... Ah, crap. Alright. Nope. So let's attach the winch back there. Okay, and I was trying to look at the little list I've got here, and I'm not paying attention to my driving, so... Whoa. Let's hook that back up. So now I'm going to pay attention to my driving. And I'll just remember things as I go. But for repairs. The only repairs I'm going to do are when I go back to the garage. And if I do repairs out in the field, then I'm going to keep track of the repairs. And I thought about giving it a dollar value. So if I need 40 repairs, then I will multiply each repair point by 10, and it'll cost $400. And that'll be $400 that I can't use. Fuel. If I get fuel at a gas station, I'm going to write it down. And still haven't figured out how much I'm going to charge for fuel. But keep a running tally of how much repairs that I've done, cost-wise, and same with fuel, unless I use a fuel tanker, because all the trailers on the map belong to me, all the fuel belongs to me that's in the trailers. And I'm going to separate that money out of the money that I have. And to ensure I don't dip into the money that I separate out for the fuel and stuff like that, I'm going to figure out what the base price is on one of the Chevy pickups. And when I reach that level, I think it's $11,000. When I reach $11,000, I'll buy a Chevy pickup and I'll park it outside the garage, and I'm not allowed to touch it. So it will take money from the money that I have. Anyway, still working out all the details. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to write all this stuff down. And then in the first video that I shoot... Where am I at? So I am on White Valley now. Let's get rid of that. And I'm going to come down here, drive all the way around to here. And that's my delivery point over there. But anyway, I'm going to create, like I said, I'm going to create my own hardcore mode. See how that works out. Just to do something a little different. Because honestly, I think in the beginning the game was really hard. Okay, what the heck am I doing? But now it has gotten really, really easy. It's just delivering things. Okay, let's go up here and get that trailer straightened out. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was going to try to back it up that road, but I don't want to end up tipping this trailer over. So let's see if I can't get this thing turned around. Brakes. Yeah, it's a little more steady going this way. Alright, so let's actually get to my correct delivery point. But a lot of the roads and delivery points are hard to get to. It's just the game in general, once you get used to it, it just seems like a lot of the missions are fairly easy. And there are little ways you can get around stuff. One of the other fixes they did was now you'll be able to load with a crane and you won't have to worry about cargo falling through. So that's supposedly fixed. And another thing I'm going to do in the hardcore mode is I'm not going to auto load anything. Everything has to be manually loaded with my own crane. Now it doesn't have to be a crane on a truck. I can have one vehicle that is a crane vehicle. I thought this was a better road. 4070 may not be able to make it up this road, but I'll give it a shot. If not, this truck can always come back, get the trailer. way off the side of the road just in case. Alright, so those are delivered. And let's go back and go to global map. So the 4070 and the other cab over, the Ford, both of those have the highway gears in them. And I think this one's a 7-speed. But the Ford cab over, it actually has 8 speeds. So it will get up and get moving pretty quickly. Nope, this one has 8 too. They have both been upgraded with the biggest engine I could put in them. And it's a pretty powerful engine. And this is a pretty heavy load here. Keep it on the road. I did notice a couple of my settings had changed, so I had to go in and adjust them. I think I need to adjust it a little bit more. So right now I have all of the missions I have left to do for this company. I've already got trucks positioned and the loads loaded, so I just need to make the deliveries. Oh, sliding around there. And I also have the first delivery for the mining company is set up and ready to go. And there's not actually a whole heck of a lot left to do here in Alaska. And then I'll be able to move on over to Russia. Which once I get up here past this mud, it's something that I forgot to check out, was the Russia map. I am genuinely surprised by this little truck. On this map, I did try to run it on Michigan maps, and it just wasn't worth crap. So let's look real quick. There was supposed to be, yes, they did add the Rift. So the Rift map has been added for console. So that's pretty cool. And I'm trying to get used to anytime I stop a vehicle. To go ahead and shut the engine off to save fuel. Because as I said, when I start the hardcore mode, I'm going to make myself pay for all that fuel. Now if I'm in the garage, if I go back to the garage and it automatically refuels, then I figure that's my fuel anyway. So it's already been bought and paid for. Same way with repairs. But if I make repairs at, say, a service center, then I'm going to track those repairs and charge myself for it. Like those repairs. But I believe that there is plenty of fuel and fuel trailers that you can find on the map that if you're careful and you position them carefully, that you should not need to go to a gas station other than to pick up a load. And I was hoping they would get rid of those stupid gates, but they haven't. Alright, so let's actually get over here without screwing anything up. Yeah, I think the most challenging part of hardcore mode would be not recovering vehicles back to the garage when I was done with the mission. Because now not only will I have to make sure I've got enough gasoline to get to where I'm going, I have to make sure I have enough gasoline to get back. And it may not work out, but I'm at least going to try it. I'm going the right way here. And if it doesn't work out, I have 3 other profiles to try something different. Make sure, for some reason I thought I just passed it. Alright, so I am going to try this. See if this truck can make it down here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Yeah, I've got to check my controller settings, because nothing is steering the way it's supposed to. Alright, and we made it. Alright, 800 XP and $6,600. I can deal with that. Now, as long as this isn't too deep, I actually think I may want to go down that way and back it up. And I'll just turn the first one around. Come on, cut it. Alright, so let's move on to our next mission, which would be drilling parts delivery. And that's 4 drilling spare parts from Northport. And I have those set up right here. So this will be the Dairy Longhorn. Oh. But this video should come out probably day after tomorrow. And I'm going to start on the hardcore mode probably later this evening. And I'm going to post it separately from the other videos. Start a whole new series. So we're delivering this to the factory. 4 drilling spare parts. So I'm going to come through here and just keep driving down the road. Let's go ahead and mark it so I don't screw anything up. But if y'all think of any suggestions I can do in creating my own hardcore mode, then leave them down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Now, I don't want it so hard that it can't be completed, but just something that will require me to do a lot more planning and thinking before I do a delivery. Doing certain deliveries in conjunction with them with others. So if I know I've got to deliver someplace and there's a mission later on that requires me to go back to the place I just delivered to, go ahead and pick that load up and plan my deliveries a little bit better. I had thought about doing it with no upgrades at all, but I don't think you can actually, you probably could actually do the missions with no upgrades, but it would just be too difficult. So I'm going to get my upgrades. One thing I will not be doing though is putting the fuel racks on top of the Chevy. That is not going to happen. The Chevy is just way too boggy, which I may go ahead and do that to test it to see if maybe that's been fixed. But before the upgrade, if you put the roof racks on the Chevy turned to junk. It would not go in mud, just sit there and spin. And without the roof racks, it did much better. But if I start paying for my own gas and I don't use roof racks on the scout vehicles, then that would also affect my decision as to what motor to put in them and what size tires to put on, because I'll be wanting a little more fuel economy. It does seem like the trucks are struggling a little more in the mud than they did last night. Maybe in my imagination, but they don't seem to be doing as well. I did not see any new American vehicles that are in the vehicle store. I'm not sure about the Russian vehicles because I never really paid that much attention to them. Oh, something else I'm not going to do. I'm not going to change an advance time. If it's night, it's night. Something else I thought of is the add-ons. So add-ons for fuel, like the fuel tankers and the maintenance trailers. The way I see it, I get those in the garage, so those belong to me anyway. So those won't count toward paying for fuel or paying for repairs. Like this trailer. This trailer would be mine. I found it on the map, so anything I got out of there would not count toward. Would not count toward the gas price or anything like that. Alright. It's another one down. Alright, so what else do we have? Pipeline repair, which is 2 metal beams, and they're going to Pedro Bay. So let's activate it. And do I have anything over? Yes, I have the Royal BM 17 is set up for that one. So we're going to Pedro Bay. And I don't think I have, no I don't. So from here I can either go to White Valley to Pedro Bay or Mountain River to Pedro Bay. So let's look at, yeah, that'd probably be my easiest bet, is to go through here. So let's head for Mountain River. And since I'm not doing hardcore mode yet, let's do it in the daytime. I knew I was going to hit that. I was trying to get it in all-wheel drive, and I was looking at my little menu over to the right. Wasn't paying attention to where the stumps were. So let me know in the comments what you think about the hardcore mode. Is that something I should attempt? Do you think people would be interested in watching something like that? That was a lot of damage there. A lot of suspension damage. I did 104 suspension damage. So I am actually, I didn't look over, but I am actually, do have my chat up. And, wrong button. Meant to put in four-wheel drive, or an all-wheel drive. But Fur 4 says yes. So I'm assuming that means to a hardcore mode. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to shoot some video of it probably this evening once I get everything ironed out, just to put it up and see what people think and to see what I think about it. Alright, so now I'm on the wrong map. Yep, so I need to go back. Sometimes I wish I had a little thing comes up says, "Are you sure you want to go?" That would save me a little bit. Okay, let's pull it out of there. So I am going to shoot straight through here, straight over to Pedro Bay. And I believe I already know where this one goes. There was a road I couldn't get down. I had to take a little road to get around it because there was a pipeline down. And I think this will help travel in Pedro Bay a lot better. Make it a little bit easier. $49 gallons out of 73. I really like that. I like having it in gallons because it's more realistic to me. I can picture 45 gallons versus 127 liters. I mean, I know the metric system. I learned it in school. And I learned a lot of metric stuff when I was stationed overseas in the military. I'm just used to imperial, and which is the American version, gallons, miles, feet. And it's just easier for me to picture all that stuff in my head. So let's find our Blackbird. And this will be the last one for Blackbird. And I am delivering it. All the way down there. Whoop. So let me get my map turned around. And mark my cross areas so I don't miss them. And then I'm basically just hanging on to the road here. And being careful here. Because when I wasn't recording, I brought a truck over here to do some little thing. And went straight down the road there, and the truck actually slid off the road and down into the ditch there. Oh, a lot of damage. My suspension is almost shot. I need to take a little bit easier. Yeah, there's something up with the control, with the settings of my controller. After this, I'm going to go in and see if I can figure out what it is. It's hard for me to keep anything straight. And I could go into first person. One thing I did notice before the update, and I'll show you. Let's go back in. So this is the normal way that it looks. And if you were to move it a little bit, as long as you were still in the same general area, and you let off the gas and hit the gas again, it would snap back to the original. It does not do that now. Hopefully that makes sense. But the little snapback fixture is not working. And this truck actually does have the round mirrors at the bottom. The mirrors really don't help that much, because I tried disconnecting a trailer and pulling away from it, changing my angle and using the mirrors to back up at the trailer. And the mirrors really didn't help a whole lot doing that. But you still have your look out the window view, and that still helps out a lot. I kind of miss the snapback view, but then again, if I want to monitor the gauges, I don't have to worry about letting off the fuel and then it snapping back up and then I have to look back down. Oh, that road threw me a little bit. I do notice that the hands are working much better. They're not as jerky as they were. And if you notice, his hands will stay on the steering wheel and his right hand, it will not go over the left hand until the left hand gets to the top of the steering wheel. So it's a little more realistic, and the hands are kind of staying with the steering wheel now. Before the update, if you turned a little bit, the steering wheel would barely turn, but the hands would go crazy. And I forgot. Cannot get a locking differential with this truck. That's okay. It made it. And I've been promoted 23. So that's also exciting. Why? Because if we go down here, and you'll notice I also got rid of the Panda. Haha, I figured out how to get rid of that stupid Panda. And I tried to download my little alien pirate symbol that I made on there, and for some reason the Xbox won't let me do it. Keep saying that it had an issue and to try again later. Go over to Alaska. So I'm still going to attempt to do that, but I think the Black Cat is better than the Panda. I've got 3,200 left to go, and that's significant because let's go to the map. Let's go to the correct map and go down to the garage. So that's the last hurdle on the American side. And I'll show you here in a second, soon as it loads in. Because at level 24, I will be able to get the last American vehicle. It will be unlocked. So you have to be... Yep, I have to reach rank 24 to unlock it. So I'm at level 23 now. And I'll get to find out how much this thing costs first off, and then see if I can buy it. And I think I'm going to do a lot of the time challenges over again, and maybe spend a day of just doing nothing but time challenges so that I can build up my money and I can start purchasing some of these vehicles. I don't even remember having this vehicle. But this seems like it might be a pretty good vehicle. It's got an A rating, B+, B+, and it's all-wheel drive and has a diff lock that I can put on it. This one I hate. Steering is just too slow in it. Alright, so I think that will do me. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. Let me know why you didn't like it. And I'm just reading a comment here on my Twitch, and it's from Fur4, and he says that he's one of my students. I enjoy all the gameplay. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. You can thank my daughter for it, because if she hadn't told me no, it would be embarrassing to her, I probably wouldn't have done anything like this. But I wanted to prove to her that old men can still do the same kind of things that the young people can. I still don't tweet or anything, though. I don't get into that kind of stuff. But I appreciate it, and I'm going to get off here because I have to cut grass. Yay. So hopefully you join me in the next one. And if you liked the video, leave a like. And if you didn't, leave a comment. Let me know why you didn't like it. Hopefully it's something I can change, and maybe you will like it. So I will see you in the next one. So until then, have a good one.